All right, what's up? Tim Sykes here. Just want to go over so many plays, and for me, it's just crazy to see a lot of preparation turning into profits, turning into students understanding this, turning into students capitalizing. I mean, literally just on my watch list, and this is the end of the day. We've got a 500% winner, 456, 421, 338, 128. The tickers don't even matter. What you guys have to understand is we're just trading whatever's hot. Whether it's news-based, whether it's a short squeeze, every single day there is a new play. And this week, already just in 3 trading days, I'm up 10 grand trading so safely, so imperfectly, but just locking in profits. And now, year to date, a little over 60 grand. And this is nowhere near best case scenario, but more than just the money that I make, from trading. Remember, I donated it all. I'm trying to show you the process. This is going to go build 2 new schools in Bali, which I'm very excited about. I really love it when you guys nail it, guys and girls. When you're really getting it. I love messages like this. Ellen, got to give you a shout out. Everyone in the challenge chat room, please congratulate Ellen. She made $1,400 yesterday. This was last night. I didn't get a chance to congratulate her in a video. Really nice. $1,400 a day trading OCEA and DTSS. These were the 2 big squeezes yesterday. I'll go into today's big squeezes, but today, yet another female student, Linda, nailed APM, making $4 a share from the 10s to the 14s. And mind you, APM might have faded late day, but this thing went from the 3s to the 16s, 17s, okay? Like, this is not a normal market. Leave a comment underneath this video, say this is not a normal market. I want you to understand this is special. This is all in one morning, okay? This is literally 10:30 in the morning. This is literally 11:50. This is an hour and a half. So, I know, long-term investing, blue chip investing, mutual funds, screw all of that, okay? If you have a small account, you can't make enough to justify the waste of time that all that crap is right now. Maybe it works in the long run. I mean, it does work in the long run if you have like 20, 30 years. But this is an hour and a half, okay? You literally quadruple your money in an hour and a half. Do you know how long it would take to quadruple your money in a mutual fund, hedge fund, overall market? Like years, if not a decade, and sometimes even more than a decade. We have had lost decades before where you hold a play or an investment for a decade and it goes nowhere, okay? So you have to understand why I get so riled up with how much BS there is in this industry. And granted, it's just a short squeeze. It doesn't deserve to go up this much. It faded 50% by the end of the day, and yet there was still opportunity. And I missed it on the way up. Some people were like, yeah, Tim, okay, we get it. There's some big plays, but, what are you doing? Well, I'm not always going to trade them perfectly, but I'm really proud of my profit right here because I was waiting for the crack, and this was really good dip buy. I got to be honest with you. Like, my strengths are really my entries, my weakness are my exits. This was a perfect entry. I think it got down to like the 1060s or 1070s, so I was down a little bit, and I actually almost cut it, but I was like, no, this is just, you got to give it a little more time. And I took, 50 cents a share, and it bounced, quite a bit. It's like right in here. Was it this one or this one? I think it was this one. And it was like, I think it was just this one candle. It was so quick, but it bounced all the way to the 13s. But, long story short, on the way up or on the way down, you can make money. Shorting, I think, is very dangerous. It continues to be dangerous. I know that this stock did dip 50%, but at the same time, you don't know where the top is, and these things can go further. My morning trade right at the open was fantastic on RVSN, and I said it in the challenge chat before I bought it. Like, this is why I want you guys to, get in the chat room these days. I can't keep up speed-wise with emails and text messaging. Being in the chat room, you can not just see my trades, you see my commentary. And I talked about this, former Supernova with news, before I bought it, at RVSN right here. And, I'm going to post this video. I did a 30-minute webinar with Matt Monaco today, too. So I'll post this that 30-minute video combined with this later on. But, you had basically 30 minutes. Like the news came out here. Unfortunately, most people don't have stocks that trade breaking news. You don't know the news. You haven't studied the past. You don't know that RVSN is a former supernova. Former supernovas can run again. But yeah, 30 minutes. And right near the open, it became clear as day that this was running. Like I said, I had a really good entry, very similar to all my trades because I'm pretty good at spotting opportunities. Buying it on the breakout in the 250s, and I'm out in the threes. Frankly, this one had also failed in the past on me, and I had some nasty losses on this one. So I was a little less confident on this one, but I took it because, this is a really hot market. And it went all the way to the fours, actually nearly 5. So huge upside. I mean, this thing coulda, woulda, shoulda been a double. I got to get better with my exits, maybe selling half. I like locking in profits, but I got to sell half. MRAI, this was after hours yesterday, and this was another AI play, and I felt bad like leaving, but, I have stuff to do too. I didn't even trade meds, by the way. Meds went from 11 to 20 today. Now it's fading a little bit. AISP, awesome too. This one just keeps going. So many plays, man. I just can't keep up. This was yesterday. Some people had some questions, so I just wanted to answer. This was a stocks to trade breaking news play yesterday after hours. I got it on the dip. It had already spiked to the 240s, 250 level. I got it on a dip around 2. Really good entry as usual. And then it was this chop fest in the 220s. And, this was after hours. I had to go. I was like, oh, do I give it till tomorrow? And I'm like, I don't want the stress. I don't want to risk it. As it turned out, what was it? I guess 30 minutes after I sold, it went back to the 250s, 260s. But then it faded today. Don't worry if you have to sell. Don't worry if you sell too soon. You're just trying to lock in profits. I'm happy, locking in a few $100s, a few $1,000s. Some are better than others. AISP. Again, this was really nice on the dip buy. And this was very similar to, what was that one I was dip buying the other day? Was it OCEA? I think it was. Or it might have even been this one. I think it might have even been this one in the threes. Was it this one? Oh my God. Was I dip buying this in the threes too? The other day I made a video and it was going up quite gradually. Yeah, wow. I was buying this right in here where was it? Was it this one or was it OCEA? Literally, to tell you the truth, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. There's just too many plays again. Okay, so it was OCEA. Good. I'm like, wait a minute. Was I buying this in the threes and the sevens? OCEA right in here, very similar. It had already started spiking. It was fitting the framework quite nicely. It had a pre-market high around 3. I'm dip buying it around 3. If you ever wonder when to buy, 1, I'm buying it on breaking news in a breakout like RVSN at the market open today. 2, I'm dip buying it after a big crack off the highs, like the 40% dip on 8 p.m. today. And then 3rd, I'm dip buying, near where support will be. And this was OCEA. If you watch my previous video lessons earlier this week, I went over it. When a stock has resistance like it does at 3-ish, it uses it as support. Former resistance becomes support on the way down. I didn't know it was going to go all the way to the 7s. But, at the same time, you have these clear uptrends. Just try to buy these things on the uptrend and then recognize, you can't just overstay. I see a lot of people saying, okay, Tim, I'm getting it. But then you overstay. And, now this thing is $3, $3.50 a share off its highs. RVSN, nearly $2 a share off its highs. APM, $8 a share off its highs. MRAI, fading off its highs. AISP, now, nearly $3 a share off its highs. So don't overstay, but recognize that this is, I've been giving some analogies in these webinars. I'm going to start posting more of these webinars with Matt Monaco. I've been saying, get your slice of pie because, frankly, the market is doling out fresh made pies, profit pies every day. I've also said this is a warm butter market where, the market is just slicing through prices like crazy. And then today's webinar, I just love food. And I was thinking about how, this market is really like a preheated oven. The market has really been heating up for quite a while. And now is the time to put in your entree, to put in your dish. And the cool thing is, my top students and I mentoring you guys, guess what? We got the recipe. We have the recipe for you. You just got to pay attention. And I'm so pumped. I'm trying to go to this other tab. I don't know why it's not working. Hold on. I got too many things going on. Jackaroo, by the way, made a $50,000 on NKGN. I didn't even have time to trade this. And he's going to be giving a weekly webinar on Thursday. So I'm going to post this. You challenge students, tune in to Jack's webinar. He's going to talk about how he made 50 grand literally today on NKGN. And then last week he made 400 grand on SOUN. So I want to show you, you can make a few hundred or a few $1,000s like a lot of my students and I do, or you can learn and, really build a foundation with small gains and small losses and then size up like Jack and a lot of my millionaire students have done. So that's why I like showing you how to trade small, how to trade big. You get a little taste of everything. And it's really just awesome. So congrats to so many people. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're learning, even if you're missing it, even if you don't have an account open yet. I hope that you're witnessing it. You got to get used to how fast these plays move. A lot of it is just recognizing the patterns. If you miss it this time, if you miss it any day, guess what? There's going to be another one. That's the beauty of a market that is preheated or a warm butter market. And the question is, can you get your slice? I like being corny, but I like teaching more. See you in chat.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's not waste any time. Let's pull up some charts and let's talk about the overall market. So I'm going to pull up Stocks to Trade, which is the trading platform that I use every single day. Now, looking at the market, yesterday we had this stock, AISP. Let me pull this up here. AISP was an incredible opportunity from yesterday, honestly, until this morning. But I do want you to understand one thing, and that's we're talking about trading here. So we're not investors. We don't go out there and hold stocks for an extended period of time. No. Typically, at best, we're looking to be in and out of these stocks in a single day. That's the point of trading. So, looking at what this has done in the last 24 hours, AISP, which is an AI company, went from $2.63, hit a high this morning of $9.31. Anyone good at math? What's that? 300% or so? It's a little more than 300%. It's probably almost 400%. That is an incredible gain. 400%. That's like taking $1,000 and turning it into $4,000 overnight. All right. That is amazing. Now, as a trader, it is also important to understand that you're probably not going to capture this entire move. I don't expect you to buy the exact bottom and sell the exact top. No, I mean, it's possible, but it's kind of like getting a hole in one on a par 4, right? Where I guess you could pull out your driver. You could hit a really good shot. You could get that hole in one. It's fairly unlikely. Today, what I want to show you how to do is capture a chunk of that pie, get a little piece, right? Tim Sykes, I talked to him yesterday, and he's like, the market's just making pies. Now, if you know Tim, he's pretty crazy. But
hey, what's up? Good intro. I am crazy.
It doesn't matter. There's pies everywhere, and the name of the game is grabbing your slice.
Get rid of AISP. Get rid of it. Focus on RBSN.
Airship AI Holdings, AISP, as that stock went from, again, 263 to 9. And just knowing how to take advantage of those trades, like specifically this textbook afternoon breakout as we broke over those highs yesterday at about 2 p.m. Eastern. And then we went from $4 to, today, $9. That is a nice chunk of the pie, needless to say. That is definitely a good opportunity. Looking at stocks moving right now, we have this one, RVSN. RVSN that has just started to take off. Rail Vision.
Can you hear me?
Now, this is a stock that has run a lot recently, but so far already it's gone today from 2. Well, let me get specifics. Technically started at 188 and went all the way to 479 already. And this stock tends to run it feels like once a month right now. I'm pretty sure they have a partnership or claim they have a partnership with NVIDIA. And that stock, last week, this was pre-reverse split. So they did a reverse split, but it went from $3 to 23. Now we've pulled back, and we're having one of those first green days. All right, that's one of my favorite strategies here. And looking at this, I do think there is a lot more juice in this tank. I understand, yes, it's already gone up 100%, but as you've seen, 100% gain lately is, kind of small. We're seeing 300, 400, 500% runners in just a single day. Tim, you're hopping on?
Yes, I'm hopping on.
I didn't even have my speaker on. I didn't know how long you were here.
I'm here.
Oh my goodness.
I got in right when you said, Tim, he's crazy.
Oh, I'm sure you were going crazy.
I've been trying to get in because literally breaking news, pull up my RVSN trade. I just locked in nearly $2,000, selling way too soon.
All right, let me pull this up 1 second.
Look at this.
I was unprepared. I didn't know you were hopping on.
Dude, I want people to see that this is happening in real time. We're doing these every day. I want to do it in real time as close as possible so that people can understand. Like, this is madness. I'm literally sitting in bed making nearly $2,000, selling way too soon. Look at this. Look at this trade. I bought it in the 2s, sold it in the 3s. It's now in the 4s.
That was a good trade.
Dude, it's mind-bendingly stupid that people are not capitalizing on this. People are like, how are you seeing this? I'm like, I tell you every single day, use stocks to trade breaking news. Why am I selling so soon? I don't care. I'm trying to show people the cowardly way of trading. I didn't know this was going to go to the 4s. I knew that we're in a hot market and things are running, but this stock has also failed on me in the past. So there's a way to profit on this and to do it in a very cowardly way. That's what I want you to understand.
That's awesome. I'll turn my camera on, but I don't have a shirt on either.
It's fine. You don't need to cover up like you're a
no. I sit in my blanket all day and I sit here and trade. This is how I trade.
Sandstorm? Are you worried about a sandstorm in Austin, Texas? You look like
it's cold up here in my office. So I wear my blanket and I sit here and trade. You need like a little nose piece,
and your eyes need to like glow like blue.
Yeah. But have you seen that movie? I haven't seen it yet. I was going to say
I haven't had time, dude. Like, I don't even have time to freaking put on a shirt. Like, people need to understand this market is insane. Every single day that you're unprepared, every single day that you don't know the patterns, every single day you don't use stocks to trade breaking news, you're wasting opportunity. The market is here giving us money. It's giving you the opportunity to bank, whether you want to trade cowardly, whether you want to trade aggressively. It's every single day. This is RVSN today. Look at OCEA. Look at AISP. AISP, I was buying it in the 3s yesterday. It's in the 7s. Like, and it went up to the freaking 9s. Like, this is stupid. How do we get through to people?
I don't know, but I mean, dude, the market has been crazy. Pull up OCESA for those of you who haven't seen that one.
I was buying this in the 2s. And even though it's dropping, like, there's money on the way up, there's money on the way down. There's so much volatility. Like we need a new technology where I can come through the screen and just tell people, like, this is the time. I wouldn't always say this. I wasn't always this excited. Like, I know I teach stuff that's life-changing, but right now is the time to really learn and bank. Like, yesterday I made $2,000, 2,500, and I sold too soon. MRAI after hours, sold it too soon. I had to go. The day before, $5,000. Today so far, nearly $2,000. Like, there's literally, and I'm trading so small and cowardly, there's literally thousands of dollars every day.
Every day. No, I agree across the board. I mean, so for these trades, RVSN and AISP, what were you, walk through everybody, what were you looking for on RVSN?
So go back to my RVSN trade for a second. Okay. So it's not just about the trade for me. Like, in the chat room, I'm giving commentary ahead of time. So pre-market, I was watching RVSN. It was spiking. I was like, let's see if it can really run again. And I said, as alerted in chat, this is a stocks to trade breaking news play. They add some news and it's just off to the races. And then what happens, the reason why it spiked so much, not that the news is so good, it's just that so many shorts are getting squeezed. If you actually zoom in on RVSN intraday, 1-day chart, and you can see, if you were watching it real time too, even if you're not trading, I want you to see this real time. Like, you see, pull up where the news came out, click the little news icon. So the news came out right there. You can see that initial spike, but it's not really doing much until the market opened. So this is why I want people to use stocks to trade breaking news. Look at the news ahead of time, like see right when it comes out, put these stocks on your watch list, but you're not buying every single stock. There's a lot of news. There's a lot of stocks out there, but this is a former supernova with news. And then you see right at the open, it starts running up. And you can see that the volume is uptrending, the stock is uptrending, and then it's just off to the races. People are like, what's your target? I'm like, I don't know. Let's see how high it goes. And I sold it. Go back to my trade. I was like, I think you can go from the 2s to the 3s. Now here we are in the mid 4s. Okay. So it's literally off to the races. If you understand there's news, if you understand former supernovas, and then you get to choose, like, do you want to trade aggressively? Do you want to trade, cowardly? There's no one right way to trade, but the key is seeing this in real time and being prepared. A lot of people, I saw like half my chat room was like, oh my God, Tim, how do you spot this? And I'm just like, this is the process that we're teaching. It's not about hot picks. It's the hot process. We're teaching a hot process.
Yep. No, absolutely. Pulling up RVSN, honestly, I missed this trade. But this is perfect because you've always been good at
calling me crazy. I heard it.
I did. I caught in the act. But RVSN, you've always been good at capturing the quick.
You're trying to get people involved. Like, that's a worthy sacrifice. You miss this trade because you're trying to get other people. That's why literally I'm talking to the whole team. I'm like, get me a link. We'll go live. I'm like, that clip from Bill O'Reilly where like he had to go and he was filming and he's like, he swears, but he's like, screw it. We'll do it live. Yeah. And that's what I want to do here, because I want people to see this is real time. This is not a recorded webinar. I mean, we will record it and put it online later, but like, I want you to see how fast these things can move in minute by minute.
Yeah. No, I love it too, because this trade's perfect for me because not only was there breaking news, like you're always good at capturing the breaking news quickly, but the news came out and then there's 20 minutes of this consolidation, which is perfect. It makes the trade, in my opinion, that much easier. Because then, as you said, once the market opened, we broke those highs. There was a catalyst. The volume came in. And, I mean, even if you got in at 250, you got in a little late. I mean, what an incredible.
I didn't even have a great entry. I thought I might be chasing it a little bit. And that's why I was like, oh, I'll sell it in the 3s just to be safe. And then literally a few minutes later, it's in the 3s. And then like when it was in the 3s, I was like, oh no, did I sell it too soon? But again, it's not about perfect timing. If we can teach people to say, look, use stocks to trade breaking news, you see which plays get like meaningful news. Which ones are former supernovas if you study enough. And then it's just a question of which ones will go. And the crazy thing is that little box that you just drew, draw another box between like 9:40 and 9:50 a.m. It's not like these things shoot up right like all in 1 minute. There's these consolidation zones. And this is when, frankly, I'm so grateful to short sellers because they're talking about how crappy this stock is. They're talking about how it never holds its gains, and they're shorting, and they think that it's going to drop big. And because they're shorting, because they're putting selling pressure on these plays, and then it doesn't go down and it breaks out to new highs, the shorts are forced to cover at higher prices, and it creates this short squeeze. This stock does not deserve to be up 100% today on the news. It doesn't matter what it deserves to be. OCEA never deserved to go up that much. AISP, these are 3 separate plays in 3 separate days. All of them have doubled and tripled. Not because the news is that amazing, but because they have news. Short sellers are shorting too soon. Longs are buying, but frankly, the shorts get just overwhelmed. And then this hot market takes over. So it's a combination right now, right? Like if you're baking something, if you're following a recipe and, you need to see like the oven needs to be preheated, and then it needs to be like when you put the dish in the oven, then you have to like increase it, right? So you preheat the oven to like, 200 degrees. Then when you're baking it, you bake it for like 300. And it's like, it's a very specific recipe. That's what's working right now. I don't know why I always go to food analogies, but I do. We did a warm butter analogy. We did pies, and now I'm thinking like baking in the oven. The oven is ready for everybody. That sounds bad, right? But like I'm saying that the oven is ready for these hot plays to be baked. And it's a question of, are you going to put your dish in the oven? Because the oven has been preheated. The oven has been preheated all 2023. And now 2024, this is the time. The little oven light, the little ding is going off. If you're following a recipe, it's like, put the dish in now. We've reached preheat temperature.
We're ready to bake. I see Benjamin made a good trade, RVSN. He only had 263 shares. He's $300 though.
Dude, it's insane. Like, let me just look at this. Well, I'll just put them in. No, I'll just put it in the chat. Why not? So everyone can see. I want everyone to see this stuff. I'm under Matt Monaco because they gave me your login. So look at these trades. Maybe copy and paste and just, I don't know, space them out and put them in a document, make them look nice. But these are just a few people where a few hundred shares and you're making 50 cents, 75 cents, $1 a share. And again, the market is not always this hot. You don't always have this many plays. Sometimes in a market that's too hot, you don't get the 20 minutes between the breaking news and the spike. That's why I want everyone learning right now. This is a really amazing time to learn and to potentially earn, but especially to learn. 2022 was depressing, but I was still telling people to learn. 2023 was better. Now 2024, like I said, the oven has been preheated. We're ready. We're ready to bake, baby. You like that analogy? It actually works.
That's one of your better ones. I'll give that one to you.
Dude,
less crazy.
The warm butter, the market is giving out fresh baked pies every day. All my food analogies work. Food is the answer to everything. But people need to understand they need to get their slice. They need to, take advantage of, the market being preheated. And they need to take advantage of the warm butter market. If this were 2022, our VSN, doesn't matter what kind of news there is, it might go from 2 to 220 and then back down to the ones. Mm-hmm. And it really depends on the market. And this is the time. This is the time to really push it. And even if you're just beginning, I know it's confusing, but at least you need to start learning in real time. Like I can jump on a webinar last second and we're all disorganized, but this is what's happened. Look at Matt is writing all of these. Divine and trading. These are just some students in my challenge chat room. We have a whole special chat room. If you click the link Matt Monaco is giving, you can get access to this special chat room. This is where all my top students in IR. But divine and trading in at 270, out at 310. Pen in at 230, out at 273. He was before me. Learn the patterns in at 277, out at 312. Sal was in at 252, out at 3. Miller Ruth was just like, congrats, Tim, great trade. Hip was saying, great, Tim. And by the way, I sold $1.50 a share too soon. Okay. So it's not like I did this amazing job. I literally just sold it decently and I took my profits. And then you have AISP. I'm missing AISP bouncing. Pull up AISP right now. Just so you understand, it's not just one play. There's morning spikes, and then there's also morning panics and bounces. Pull up a 1 day, pull up a 1 day chart. 1 minute candles. Screw this 5 minutes. We don't have time for 5 minutes. Look at this. So this thing went up to the 9s, came down to the 6s, and now just in the last 3 minutes, we bounced from 675 to 750. Okay. So there's so many opportunities, but you got to get trained. You got to get prepared. You got to see this stuff ahead of time, because if you're just trying to follow alerts like most people do, you're going to miss out because you don't really understand the plays and, you're unprepared.
Yeah, the oven, let's see if I can do an analogy. The oven's preheated, but they got to finish their recipe. They got to prepare it. They can't just throw flour in the oven. They need to bake the cake.
I mean, you tried. I give you credit, but it's not just flour. It's mixing the ingredients, right? Yeah. We're giving you the whole recipe here. You're mixing the ingredients. You got to stir for 30 minutes. You got to get the right consistency. It really is similar. We're teaching you how to bake these pies. We're teaching you how to capitalize. And frankly, you make a lot more than a restaurant or a baker. And there's really no risk to miss out on this, right? There's no excuse to miss out. There's no risk in being educated. Education is the key. There's so much risk. Some people say oh, Tim, it's risky. It's scary. It's scarier. It's riskier to go through life uneducated without financial freedom. The cost of ignorance is so high. You're going to suffer the consequences of ignorance and lack of preparation your entire life. So we're really just trying to help here. I just missed AISP to give this webinar, the bounce, which I've been talking about in the chat room too. Matt missed RVSN. We're sacrificing our time here for the greater good because we want more people to get in on this. It's changed our lives. And we know that right now, especially, let's say you start, today is March 6, 2024. You start right now. You click the link to apply. You start your process now. And, in a perfect world, I would have reached you years ago so that you could really be capitalizing with size. Like Jack Kellogg has been my student for what? When did Jack join the challenge? I don't even remember.
I think 2017.
So, he made 400 grand last week because he's been in this for 6 years. Everyone's like, oh, how do I make 400 grand in a week? Well, he's gone through it. He started small and he kept going. Yeah, he started with 7,000 in 2017. In case you didn't know, Jack Kellogg was a valet. He was parking other people's cars. He found my videos online. He started, watching my videos. He's only 24. Literally, I've been trading longer than he's been alive, but somehow he can grow more facial hair than me. I don't understand it.
He lost touch with the valet too. I remember on this picture, he crashed the car.
So this is I'm fortunate enough to travel the world too. And, I got this beautiful villa in Positano, Italy, and Jack came over and I had a car and I was like, oh, you're a valet. Let's see what you got. And he literally crashed it. It's a narrow driveway and he crashed it. I was like, good thing, you're a good stock trader because, you can't valet for shit anymore.
Yeah, no, that was funny.
We have new cars this summer, and I showed everyone. I was in Austin the other day, and I was showing people the pictures of the car. Matt Monaco is too rich now, so he ditched me, so we didn't see pictures of the new car.
I've seen your videos. They're the single person like electric cars, right?
Yeah, well, they stopped making those. They're called Tweezies, but now we got a new thing. Type in like Fiat electric car. I just bought 2 of them. For no reason other than to have little electric cars that I can go around all of Italy with. And you can apparently plug it in like an iPhone. It's very similar to the Tweezies. Yeah, that blue one. That blue one is the blue one. Go back. It's the baby blue. They only make it in one color. Yeah. That one. So it's a Topolino. So I bought 2 of these. Go to the top. Go to the TechCrunch one on the right, the top right. Yeah. This is basically going to be me. And you can get it with the doors on or off. I chose the doors. I think this is more for like hotel guests. But I got 2 of these, Matt.
That's awesome.
Right? So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be trading. We're going to be eating amazing Italian food. Are you coming or are you too cool for school now?
No, I'll be there. Don't worry. I can't miss Italy.
I mean, it's up to you. I was in Austin for several days, and every time there was an excuse, some very gray area excuses. We have a video that's going live, though. It's good because you became like the subject of the title where it's like, what is FU money? Where literally you can say FU to anybody. And I didn't know that you were going to say FU to me, but whatever works, man. Whatever soothes your soul.
Oh, that's brutal.
Seriously, I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you can say FU to me for somebody who's changed your life. And you have enough money and enough knowledge to be like, you know what? F you. I got other plans. And it's beautiful. Like I'm literally complimenting you on ditching me. I want more people to be able to do that. Like 2 years ago, would you ever ditch me? No, you were dying for a chance for like 10 minutes with me. Now, Matt Monaco is case in point. He's got FU money. He can say FU to anybody. He doesn't even say, like when you're ditching somebody and you don't really have a good excuse. And so like you just say like, I have plans, but you don't say what the plans are. And it could be like a massage. It could be like golf. It could be anything, but it doesn't matter. And I love that you said FU to me. I'm proud of you for that. That is FU money. I want every single one of you. A lot of you are like, you're like, oh, Tim, can I get 5 minutes? Can I take a picture? And that was like Matt Monaco a few years ago. And now he's like, FU. I got FU money.
Not exactly how it went down, but close.
Dude, I'm literally complimenting you. Think about it. I want every single person who's in this. Everyone say where you're from. Mention your name and where you're at. I want every single person. This is not just about making money. This is not just about stock trading. This is a whole change in mentality. This is a change in mindset. We got Felicia from Idaho. We got Gary from Tennessee. You can be from anywhere in the world. I've got students in over 100 countries. Matt just pulled up, Glenn Peters. He's actually one of my employees, and he got tired of watching other students trade and bank. So he started trading and now he's made 1.6 million. Like, this is what's so beautiful about being real in this thing. We got Tamara from Florida, Justin from Idaho, Dennis from Utah, Benjamin from New York, Nathan from Texas. I love it. Baton Rouge, South Carolina, California is moving too fast, Tennessee, Boston, Oregon. It doesn't matter where you're from. We're all connected with this internet, and it's pretty beautiful. Sue from Wisconsin, Evelyn, Julian, Diane, Andres. Beautiful. I love it.
I do too. I put up Tim Grattani as well because I always get the comment like, I don't have a lot of money to get started. And Tim Grattani's a perfect example. You got to start with $1,500. Look at him now.
And he was working at State Farm. And this is what I love. It doesn't matter your background. Like, we all have different, jobs. We're from different places, but we all have the opportunity now. I say this, like, I know there's like a lot of negative people, toxic people online. And like, they say like, oh, this is the worst time. Like, the government does this and that. And I'm just like, this is the best time in human history where you have the ability to learn life-changing skills from anywhere in the world, anywhere, if you take advantage, if you're ready. Like, this is Tim Grattani. This was us in Ohio. This was a decade ago, which is crazy. I flew to Ohio when he was crossing 1 million. And now, he's over 13 million.
Crazy. Or Andrew. I can pull up Andrew too.
Pull up Andrew. He's my newest millionaire student also from Ohio. And I met his parents. I flew out to Ohio, met up with him and Tim Grattani. Tim Grattani just bought a new 7,000 square foot house. He was just showing me. It was like amazing. But this is Andrew and his family. And, he just crossed 1 million. He was giving manis and petties. His parents own a nail salon. Amazing Vietnamese immigrants. And they were making fun of me. Like, zoom in on that picture, that bottom right-hand picture of me, them. I'm literally leaning down because they're like smaller and they ate more than me. And the mom was like making fun of me in Vietnamese, saying like, oh, I thought this guy like Tim eats. And like, they're like half my size and they're eating double the amount. So I appreciate that, right? Like, look at them. I'm leaning down. They literally all ate more than me and they were making fun of me. And like, I eat a lot, but it's pretty cool. So, I want people to understand that it doesn't matter. You can be a Vietnamese immigrant. You can be from Texas. You can be from Oregon. I mean, we have some European millionaire students now too. Like, it's pretty crazy what's possible if you take action. It's not just going to happen overnight. It's not just going to happen randomly. Like, all of these guys and now girls, I have a female millionaire student. They joined my challenge. They followed the instructions. They got the tools. They studied, and then they capitalized when the market was right.
So you've talked to thousands of traders at this point. What's the difference between the ones who've had success and the ones who just don't?
So, I mean, this is why we do these webinars, right? It's mindset, it's dedication. I can't help you if you're not dedicated. Like, I can't help lazy people. Lazy people and I don't get along. Like, we have a link. All you have to do is click the link, and I'll post this video later. I'll post the link below. That's step number 1. Click the link. Step number 2, talk with my team. There's a whole interview process to make sure that you're right, because we don't want to just have anybody. But like, you just got to cut through the riffraff, take advantage of this training and this market. Like, this is good timing. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. You could have lost. You could have not traded. You could have a crappy life. You could have a crappy boss. The past doesn't matter. All that matters is what you do right now to influence your future life. Every single day that you're unprepared, every single day that you don't have the right training is a day of wasted opportunity. And that's why Matt Monaco is doing these webinars. That's why I'm here interrupting my trade, because I hate wasted opportunity. In 2022, when the market was weak, or even like when I first started teaching in 2008, I wouldn't have been this aggressive, because 2022 was really a miserable year. I still finished green, but there wasn't that much opportunity. 2008, I wasn't that aggressive because I didn't have any millionaires. Now, 15 years of teaching, I've got 30 plus millionaires. We've got a hot market. I know what it's like to teach and trade in hot and cold markets. We have this challenge really well fine-tuned and well-oiled to create more millionaires. The speed at which we're creating millionaires has increased. Not that everyone's going to be a millionaire, but we know what we need to do, and then it's up to you, right? Like I'm not trading for you. I don't want you to follow anybody's trades. I'm trying to give this information that's in my head and transfer it to your head. And then it's a question of, how well will you learn and what will you do with this newfound education? And, Matt Monaco and a bunch of other millionaire students, they're living, breathing examples of what you can do and get, rich and live life on your own terms and then say F you to me later on. That's fine. Okay. I want you to get rich. And in 5 years from now, say, Tim, I don't need you anymore. F you. That's what I want. I want more people like Matt Monaco. What is this picture that you're showing me?
He's taking the knowledge from the book and he's putting it in his head.
And this is really what it is, but it's not just books anymore. This is a unique time in history where we have live videos. Like we're on opposite sides of the country. We can be on opposite sides of the world. We can communicate in nanoseconds. You can see all of these trades. You can see these charts in real time. So books are nice, but some people don't learn very well from books. I still have books. We still write books. My last book was written by a student. I have another book that was just written by a student and I have to edit it. I'm still waiting on Matt Monaco's essay. I had all the top students write essays. This was going on two and a half years ago. And Matt Monaco was the only top student not to write the essay. So in case you ever think like, oh, Matt Monaco is perfect, like he's so disciplined, he's not. He's saying F you to me. He doesn't do assignments. I had to get a video of him just doing like a warm butter. It took like a week. I literally texted him maybe 80 times.
Probably 80 times, yes.
Everyone on the team texting him, and he couldn't do a 1-minute video. I want you to be that cocky and that stubborn so that you can just be like, you know what? Tim Sykes has asked me to do this. I don't need him anymore. I've already used him for all the knowledge. I've already sucked all the knowledge out of him. I don't need him. I can ditch him. I can ignore assignments. And I'm just living my best life wearing, a thing like it's a freaking sandstorm inside of my, Austin townhouse where there's no sand whatsoever. Why are you protecting yourself? I'm
cold. I wear this blanket while I trade.
Dude, I'm cold too. It's 66 degrees in here. I love it. We all have our own thing. Before I go. I got to focus on these trades. Before I go, I want everyone to say, where is your dream to trade from? From the beach, from bed, or from a cubicle? Those are your three options: beach, bed, or cubicle. And I want you to think about this really, because it's not just about the money. It's the freedom to work from anywhere at any time. I literally have already made nearly $2,000 on the day. I could, just ignore this market and just go watch Dune 2 like I've been meaning to do. But I'm not, because I want to trade more. I want to teach more. But I'm curious, where do people want to trade from? Beach, bed, or cubicle? And be honest. And that's the beauty of trading. You can do literally whatever you want.
I think your choice is bad based on my Google search here.
I mean, I like working from my bed. It's really comfortable. It's just, I'll tell you, the beach is nice. I mean, you typed in Tim Sykes bed. Of course, you're going to get pictures of me in the bed. Type in Tim Sykes beach. I've done the beach too. I've done the cubicle too. I've done it all.
There's a lot of the beach.
Yeah. Look at that. Based on the Google search. Oh, there's some Tim Sykes beach pictures too. Like I've been in it all. You won't find very much. Type in Tim Sykes cubicle. The one thing you won't find is me in my cubicle, because I've never had a cubicle for very long. I had a cubicle once when I was running a hedge fund, and I thought that's what you needed. Not anymore. Now I'm free to do whatever.
There's not a single picture.
I traded in one cubicle once. You'll get a kick out of this. When I had a hedge fund and I was trying to manage more money, and I realized later on that I wasn't very good at managing big amounts. I'm actually better at trading small amounts and, teaching. But I had an office in the Empire State Building when I was living in New York. And I was like, wow, I've really made it. But literally, it was on like the 90th or 80th floor. And my ears popped so many times. And I was like, my ears have to pop like 2 times just to get to the office. My ears have to pop 2 times to go down. I go down to get a coffee. This was before Uber or Uber Eats. I had to go down. My ears were popping like 10 times a day. And I was like, this is what people do? And I was like, screw that. I don't like my ears popping. I accept it. It's a part of like sometimes like flying, but like not every day. Like who wants that? Like, I know the Empire State Building, very, very famous. I was in that cubicle for maybe like 3 days. I couldn't even last a week. I was like, this is stupid.
We also got a lot of pictures of you in the tub.
Dude, I work nonstop. Yeah, look at this one. Stop on that latest one with the flowers. This was in Singapore a few weeks ago. And, you know, they set it all up like a romantic thing. And they're like, oh, where's like your wife? Where's your girlfriend? I was like, no, it's just me and my laptops. And literally, I wish I had like recorded the look on the maid's face because she was so confused. She was like, oh, this is so romantic. And I was like, yeah, it really is, you know, but you can trade from literally anywhere. And this is the freedom that it comes with knowledge. Okay. You can't just trade from anywhere if you don't have knowledge.
I love it. I'll let you get going though, but thank you for hopping on, Tim.
Every single one of you, click the link that Matt is giving, and I'm going to post this video later. Click the link below. Start learning. Start your process now. You can't go back in time. I wish I could have reached you 2 years ago because then you could have really been, you know, capitalizing on this. But at least I'm reaching you now. What if the market gets hotter? What if there's a better market, like there probably will be in 2025, 2026? Your journey begins now. When you follow instructions, you commit to your education, and then you will learn to reap the rewards over time. It's not right away. So I'm looking for dedicated students, and that's what this is.
Awesome. Well said.
Cheers, guys. I got to get back to trading. Have a good day.